There is a book that finds its way into the hands of almost everyone who decides it is time to understand money. The Richest Man in Babylon, written in 1926, set 4,000 years ago. And when most people pick it up for the first time, it feels like a revelation. 7 principles for building wealth that nobody ever taught them in school. But here is what stopped me when I first read it. I had already seen every single one of these principles in action. Not in a book, not in a classroom, at a kitchen table. Growing up in India, my culture was living these principles long before anyone gave them a name. And when I came to America, I struggled for years to hold both worlds at the same time. What I had watched my entire childhood and what the American financial system was asking me to do were in direct conflict. And nobody around me was naming that conflict out loud. So I started reading. And the more I read, the more I found the same thing confirmed over and over again. Because it's not just Indian culture. Every culture that built quietly across generations, that saved before it spent, that protected before it chased, that built community before it built debt, was already living what Babylon confirmed. Today, I want to show you what that looks like and why it matters for everyone who is trying to build something real. Here is why this feels like a revelation to so many people. When the richest man in Babylon lands in someone's hand for the first time, it often feels like a secret someone was hiding. Not because the reader was uninformed, not because they are financially naive, but because the system they grew up inside was specifically designed to keep these principles invisible. Think about what was actually taught. Nobody sat a child down and said, part of all you earn is yours to keep. Nobody taught that expenses will always expand to fill income unless you fight back. Nobody taught that the difference between building wealth and participating in someone else's economy comes down to one decision made before the month begins. Instead, the message was clear: spend, keep spending. Consumer spending is 70% of United States GDP. Every stimulus check ever sent was a message to go spend it immediately. Every advertisement, every credit card offer, every measure of consumer confidence that tells the economy things are turning around. The system was not designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to keep you participating in an economy that runs on your consumption. That is not a personal failure. That is an economic philosophy built into everything around you from the very beginning. And then Babylon says, a part of all you earn is yours to keep. And cultures all over the world have been saying the same thing from their own kitchen tables the entire time. 7 principles. Babylon called them 7 cures for a lean purse. Let me walk you through each one and show you how one culture, my culture, was already living every single one. Principle 1: pay yourself first. 1 coin out of every 10, before anyone else, non negotiable. In Indian households, income came in and a portion was set aside before the household budget touched it, not as a discipline, as an instinct. When a child was born, boy or girl, the saving began the same day. Gold set aside, education planned, business considered, marriage expenses thought about, future built intentionally before the child could speak. This was not financial planning, that was love expressed through preparation. Principle 2: control your expenditures. Your expenses will always grow to equal your income unless you fight back. In many Indian households, the woman managed the entire financial life of the family. She was a CFO long before anyone gave her that title. No lifestyle inflation happened without her permission, and she rarely gave it. When earnings went up, savings went up. Not the car, not the wardrobe, the future. Always the future first. Principle 3. Make your gold multiply. Put your money to work. In Indian culture, money was never idle. It moved into property, into gold, not just as jewelry, but as a financial instrument. Passed at every celebration, weddings, births, festivals. When a crisis hit, the gold came out. No application, no credit check, no interest paid to anyone. The gold was the emergency fund and into the chit fund. Rotating saving circles run by women around kitchen tables. Community banking before the term existed. Principle 4. Guard against losses. Do not chase what you do not understand. Indian culture called it common sense. Babylon called it the fourth law of gold. Same principle, different table. Principle 5. Seek wise counsel. Go to those who have already built. The elders were the advisors, always. Principle 6. Invest in yourself. Your ability to earn is your greatest asset. Education before everything, before comfort, before appearance, before anything else. Principle 7. Provide for the future. Build something that lasts. In Indian culture, you never build for today. You build for the generation that would stand on what you created. 7 principles, one culture already living all of them. And here is what matters for every person watching this. This is not unique to India. The Korean Kai, the Nigerian Susu, the Latin American Tanda, the Chinese Hui, every culture that built quietly in this country was running some version of the same principle at their own kitchen table. The wisdom was never missing from your family's history, the language was missing. So, why does any of this matter for all of us building wealth today? Because the gap is not knowledge. The average American has access to more financial information than any generation in history. The gap is translation. The principles that built quietly across generations in immigrant households, in community circles, in the instinct to save before the month consumed everything, those principles never got translated into American financial landscape. The chit fund never became the protected savings strategy. The gold never became a formal asset protection plan. The household CFO never became a written financial roadmap. The instinct was right. The tools to formalize it in the American context were never handed over. That is the gap. And that gap is exactly what these books exist to close. Not replacing what your family knew, expanding it, giving it the modern language to work in the world you are actually building in today. I grew up watching my culture build wealth quietly through principles with no formal name. I came to America, I read, and I found out that what my culture was doing intuitively had been documented and validated in financial literature for 100 years. The wisdom was not missing, the language was missing. I am here to provide the translation for everyone sitting with wisdom their family passed down that they never had the framework to use. Take what resonates, do your own research, talk to professionals when real decisions need to be made. But come here first and let us learn together. Here is your one small seed from today. The economy was built on your spending. Your wealth has to be built on your saving. The two things are in direct conflict, and nobody told you that out loud until now. Babylon confirmed it. Cultures around the world were already living it. Now you have the language. One question. What did the people who raised you do with the money that you watched but never named? The way savings happened before the month started. The way the community showed up when someone needed help. The way gold or assets appeared at every milestone and you only later understood why. Whatever the thing was, that was the principle. And it has a name now. Share it in the comments. Because this community is its own chit fund. And every story in the comment is a seed someone else needed to find out today. One small seed. The wisdom was always in your family. Now we give it the language it deserves. Plant it, grow it, leave a legacy. See you in the next episode.